Now, there's a saying that a day is actually a week in politics. That's never truer than now. Just yesterday, the Tories thought they had a really good shot at beating the Liberals and Kathleen Wynne in the upcoming provincial election. Now they are in utter disarray. What does it mean next? Well, they have a bumpy road ahead, and it started out quite rough this morning at their first news conference.
I want to say, like everyone, we were shocked to learn of the allegations last night. Harassment has no place in our society, period.
Cut off at the knees and scrambling. This is a party in disarray that now has to find a new leader, with just 4 months to go before the provincial election.
Is there enough time before an election to choose a new leader going into the election?
I think our team has proven that we work very well, that we can do that, and we are going to do that tomorrow.
The PC caucus is meeting tomorrow to choose an interim leader. The deputy leaders couldn't answer if that leader will also be the one taking the party into the election.
You are asking us questions that need to happen and need to be put to us after we have our meeting with caucus tomorrow.
I reject these accusations in the strongest possible terms.
Some soul-searching must certainly be going on in Conservative circles after 2 women came forward with stunning allegations of sexual misconduct against Patrick Brown. His campaign team resigned en masse. The question is, who in the party knew what and when?
You never heard a whisper in the hallway, any rumor ever, because it was sort of an open secret amongst the media. We all heard these rumors for months, if not years.
Clearly, I'm not in the same circles as you are.
I was shocked. As I say, I think that many of us feel very shaken by what we heard last night.
The Premier today said she didn't want this to be about politics.
That's the worst thing that can happen to your campaign, and do you think the Conservatives will be able to find a new leader in time to properly run against you?
Whether the election happens in June or some other time, really, I don't think that's germane to this issue. We're going to go ahead and we will, the political fallout will be what the political fallout will be.
Wynne wouldn't answer if she thought Brown should stay on as a Tory MPP, but NDP leader Andrea Horwath was blunt.
It is not appropriate for anybody to lead a political party with those kinds of allegations, against them. And we'll see whether his caucus is prepared to keep him on as an MPP.
On the surface, the PCs say they are not conceding defeat in the upcoming election.
Was last night a hiccup? Absolutely. But we are going to move forward with it.
Now, she received a lot of criticism for using that term hiccup and did apologize on Twitter. And now the battle is on for who is going to be the next interim leader, and it could be a bloodbath, which will only make the situation worse for the party. Some names being floated: Vic Fideli, he is a veteran in the party. Carolyn Mulroney, she is former Prime Minister Brian Mulroney's daughter. Rod Phillips, he's a candidate in Ajax. Lisa MacLeod, who ran in the last leadership. Those are just a few, and yes, I have heard Doug Ford's name tossed around a little bit as well. And coming up, the one person a political analyst says is actually the winner in all of this.
I've instructed my attorneys to ensure that these allegations are addressed where they should be in the court of law. In short, I reject these accusations in the strongest possible terms. It's not my values, it's not how I raised, it's not who I am.
This goes way beyond government policy. It goes way beyond government action. It is about all of us coming together and making a decision that we are going to, as I say, shine a light. We're going to work to prevent these behaviors, and we're going to protect victims.
I have to say I was pretty disgusted by what I heard in terms of their story. And yes, I mean, these are allegations, but I think it's incumbent upon all of us to take those allegations seriously and to change things for the future. We shouldn't have to be worried that our daughters and our granddaughters are going to face the same kinds of sexual harassment and sexual violence that many women today have faced in their lifetimes.
Now, as we told you earlier, the PC party is in disarray after the stunning resignation of leader Patrick Brown amidst allegations of sexual misconduct. Now, we know that the executive is meeting tonight, and tomorrow the Tory caucus is meeting where they are going to pick an interim leader. And we are hearing very much that Vic Fideli, a veteran MPP, is the favorite to become the interim leader and possibly lead the party right into the next election. Will this hurt them? Will this help them? Well, one political strategist now talks about how one politician here at Queen's Park is benefiting the most.
But if there's one winner coming out of this, it's Andrea Horwath. She was in the witness protection program. We have not heard her. We have not seen her. We haven't seen her do anything, and yet she's been dominating the news cycle in the last 24 hours. So she can also now position herself as the one true alternative to Kathleen Wynne. And so I think she will really get a bump in the polls as a result of this because we've got her profile up. The challenge for Wynne now will be to go and attack and paint the NDP as the bad guys instead of the Conservatives, which is what has been the battle in the past.
Is this good news for Wynne?
It's good news and it's bad news. The good news is this now gives her some political cover to be able to tell and talk about the positive things in her platform and really talk about her policy and her platform. The bad news is they had a political game book, a strategy to take out Patrick Brown and beat him in the next election, and whoever gets elected is now going to be a relative unknown, and they're going to have to come up with their own new game plan to attack the leader. They've got ads in the can attacking Patrick Brown. Now they need to rethink a new plan to attack the PC leader, whoever he or she is.
So I thought this election was going to be interesting. You know, even yesterday I thought it was going to be interesting before all of this exploded. But now, put your seatbelts on. It's going to be fascinating. And this is a very fluid situation. And I predict this is going to be quite the election coming.